What's up, guys? My name's Hectic Plays, and today we're gonna do a little bit of a Q&A just for you to get a little bit of a tongue twister there. Sorry, a little bit of a Q&A just for you guys to get to know me a little bit. My voice sounds a little bit raspy, like I just woke up, kinda, cause I just woke up. So my voice is gonna be a little bit like this. I hope you don't mind. I hope it feels really soothing to your ears. Okay, anyway, let's start off with a few basic questions. What's one thing you hate having to pay for? Okay, this is an honest question. This is a really good question because I don't mind spending money on my friends, like when we go out to eat and stuff. Like I love, being able to do that. It's nice. But the one thing I hate spending money on would have to be gas, because I feel like although like it is a very important thing, it's such a waste. Like it's not a waste, but I feel like there's so many alternatives, like cars with electric cars are gonna be out. I feel like it's gonna be very what's the word when you don't really need it? Well, okay, I don't know the word, but I feel like there's so much else you could do with that gas money. Like spend your gas money on everything but gas, like $60 to fill up my car, but with that money I could have just went to probably the most fanciest restaurant downtown Vancouver, which is where I live. And like I just feel like, why would I want to spend that money on gas when I could spend it on so much more? So I do have to spend money on gas. It's kind of like you have to do it, but I'd prefer not to, because it's like that money is like you can put towards something else, like hanging out with your friends. So that's the one thing I hate having to pay for. What's the most valuable thing you've held in your hands? This is hard. I think that's crazy. The most valuable thing I've held in my hand, I think probably my penis this morning when I was jacking off, Who's the last person of the opposite sex you talked to? Opposite sex, so that means girls, female. That's a hard one. Let's see, it was 1998. Yeah, 1998, and that was probably the last time I talked to a girl. If you could buy any car right now, what would you buy? This is it's a very tricky question, because if I could buy any car, then obviously I'd buy the most nicest car in the entire world, the most expensive car, the one that has everything, right? But does this mean that I have the money for that car? Or does it just mean that I can buy the car and then be stuck having to pay the insurance, the gas, and all that stuff, and end up going like broke or bankrupt or whatever? So if I could buy any car and I had the money for it, I would probably buy a Ferrari 458 or a Lamborghini Aventador. Those are the two mainstream cars. I know you guys probably expected that answer, because who doesn't like those cars? But I think it's a hard question, because if I could buy that car, I would buy those cars, but insurance and gas would be crazy. So that would mean that I have the money for that. But yeah, if I had the money and everything, could pay for the insurance, then definitely Lamborghini Aventador or Ferrari 458, depending on how I'm feeling. I might even get both. But that's not an option. So I would say if I had to pick one, I would go for the Ferrari 458, just because I feel like it looks a little sexier, and I just think it has a nicer sound. I love the engine. It sounds beautiful. Gives me it makes me feel some type of way, So I'd have to say, yeah, that for sure. Definitely Ferrari 458. But if I was only able to buy the car and not the insurance and stuff, then I don't think I'd go for that, because I'd go for something more, like a little bit lower, probably something around the $50,000 to $70,000 range, because I know that's still a lot of insurance, but it's better than going for a $400,000 car. I would go in that range if I could buy any car, but I would have to pay insurance. Then I'd go for maybe a Jaguar F-Type. I feel like that's in that range of 50 to 70. I think it is. It could be 80 or 90 too, but whatever. So we'll do one more question before we leave. Who was the last person you met? This is I'm on my, if you guys don't know, I'm on my Ask FM right now, and I'm just clicking the dice in the top, and it gives me these questions, and like, who is the last person I met? Well, that's not an interesting question, who's the last person I met, unless I'd give you an answer like, oh, I met Barack Obama, and we just talked about like how we're gonna go to Area 51 pretty soon. That would be an interesting answer, but you know, that's not gonna be my answer, so I'm just gonna click next. What is your song of the week? Song of the week, I've been playing this back to back, and it is actually a song called, I forget what it's called. It's called Back to Back by Drake. Of course it is. See, you see what I did there? I said like I've been listening to this song back to back. Well, because I have, and I mean, like, if you guys like really want to know, Drake and Meek Mill beef, what side am I on? I'm taking Drake's side only for the music right now. I mean, Meek had some crazy bars for in his diss track. It was cool. I listened to it, right? But I can't vibe to that. Like, this is something I listen to only to hear what he has to say about Drake. But for Drake's diss track on Meek, back to back, it's a party song. I mean, I can play that in my car and I can vibe to it. I can throw my hands up in the air, not when I'm driving, of course, but I can do things while I'm listening to that song. Like, I can dance to it if I want to, right? But with Meek Mill's song, it's only like, oh, okay, so he's dissing Drake, I gotta listen to this. But it's not really like a song that I could see playing on the radio. With Drake's back to back, although it's directed right at Meek, right, and even Nicki, but it's not a song that's you only play to hear someone get dissed. It's also a really good song to just vibe to. So that's why I'm saying Drake's winning this fight right now with Meek Mill. And if it was a basketball game, he's winning by like 25 points. I mean, he just dropped threes. He dunked on Meek. Meek challenged him to a basketball game. He had no idea fucking Drake was a NBA player, and he just got his ass owned. Like, that's what's happening right now. I mean, Meek could do something. He could do something and come back, but right now, Drake is winning all the way right now. So guys, that's been a lot of time. That's all the time I have right now. I'll talk to you guys next time. Thanks for watching. Peace.